Alright traders, let's start this analysis with a little open interest data for you guys right here, as most of the things coming from Binance is quite essential right now, as most of the liquidity and most of the market participants are here. Everybody's kind of trading in Binance in terms of your futures, in terms of spot and margin trading as well. Everybody's doing that on Binance, right? So data coming from this one is quite relevant, guys. Now what I wanted to tell you guys is this data right here and how to interpret this one right here. So essentially you can see that the open interest on the 4-hour time frame started rolling down when it was 13:30 hours on the 12th of this month, right? Now that leads us on these levels right here. I think it was right here, yeah, somewhere alongside these levels. This is where your open interest started tumbling down. Now essentially guys, we did push to the downside and we came down all the way towards the channel low right here, whereas your open interest was not interested anymore. All right, so open interest was simply flattened out right here. Essentially that means that no market participation, right? That means that the price went down all the way towards these levels at the bottom side of the channel itself, and there was no new market participation going on, which was quite essential for this price level to be taken down, right? And essentially that did not happen, guys. Whenever you are trying to break a floor which is very long, guys, look, this is a humongous floor right here, and essentially guys, I'm not saying that we're never going to go down. Certainly guys, this price action looks bad, to be honest. This is not bullish from any angle, but yeah, if you want to be going for those range breakout kind of scenario in terms of the open interest as well, you want to see for yourself, guys. Look, this is the kind of signature that you want to have when your price action is breaking the floor. Essentially you want confirmation as to new short positions loading up in the market and lot more sellers jumping onto the market. So you mix and match all of these things with your margin data, your derivatives data, and your spot data as well. And when you see a lot of sellers collecting on one single point, trying to get rid of their holdings, I guess that could be the perfect indication as to we are going to be breaking some key levels to the downside, right? Now guys, look. Now here comes another point. Don't go by the mentality that everybody is going to short, so I'm going to be long in Bitcoin. Look guys, that's REKT behavior, all right? That's completely REKT behavior. Now this is the word I'm going to use again and again in this channel. Don't go for REKT behaviors in life, right? Don't short the bottom, essentially, guys. This is what I'm trying to tell you, right? Now, okay. Now, this had a clear chance, guys. This had a good chance of breaking below these levels, and that could have led Ethereum to continue all the way towards the PCZ, the pattern completion zone that was sitting in at 1750, which did not happen, right? Which did not happen, guys. Now, here comes the interplay between Ethereum and Bitcoin is quite clear right here. If we talk about the open interest, guys, which is why this one was relevant right here. You saw two consolidation phases, two 4-hour consolidation phases happening on the open interest data. Essentially, market not being quite, let's say, market not being hopeful about the break of some key levels was your clear indication that we're going to be bouncing off of these levels, and that was aligning with the support, guys. That was a perfect support coming from this entire trending channel, and which is why we bounced, guys. Which is why we bounced, right? Now essentially, if we just talk about the small time frames right here, this is going to be your last point of rejection. So once we start trending above essentially $33,200 levels, that is when we most likely test the upside of the channel. Okay, let me just take a little sip of this water right here. I had some good food today, guys. Crazy amount of food consumption for me going on as of now. Okay, alright, so once we start trading above these price points, that is when we try to hit the channel upside, and then most likely we go to the upside back again onto these levels, guys. Once we clear this one to the upside, this is going to be your target sitting in at $36,000 levels. Remember, you have to trade the ranges until we are looking for that macro breakout, guys. And I can't repeat myself again and again, but there you go. The weekly time frames Bollinger Band, where's BB? Weekly time frames Bollinger Band is sitting in at $25,000 levels. So essentially your humongous, massive, ultra gigantic bearish moves to the downside is going to come after the closure of this weekly candle below $25,000 levels, guys. That is when your velocity gets accelerated to the downside. Now, Bitcoin making things difficult, more and more difficult, guys. This is simply making things more and more difficult as time progresses, right? Now, all of that, I will be talking about all these things in the weekend pep talks, guys. I will be getting in deep into the price action, and I'll talk about a lot of things in weekend pep talks. So I guess wait until Friday, most likely. But for this video, it's going to be completely objectively driven right here, guys. Essentially, I would be looking for this level to be held up for the rest of the week, most likely, right? For the rest of the week, Bitcoin most likely is going to be holding on to these levels, which is going to be 31,500, which could give a little incentivization for the NFT market and your little DeFi coins as well to have a little upswing, right? All right, guys, now let's jump onto the Ethereum and let's see what's happening right here. Now, patterns are not working as they're supposed to. It's as clear as we can get, guys, from this piece of crap right here. Yeah, patterns are not working out the way they are supposed to. Why is that happening, guys? Why is that happening? Because we are in a different market landscape, guys. This is liquidity drying out of the market. This is not the landscape where your patterns do complete exactly onto the T. Guys, this is competition going on in the market right now. People and the traders are going to be fighting for, let's just say, fighting for liquidity until the liquidity goes to zero, guys. This is how a bear market starts. This is how bear market started, all the way until these price points, all the way from these price points where your patterns were not working out, and every little single thing, every little up move was being sold into, right, every single time, and that pushed the entire sentiment to shit, and that eventually pushed the price action all the way down towards these lows. And guys, check this out. I mean, look, I'm coming from an environment where I used to survive this kind of price action. All right, I simply used to survive this kind of price action. I used to trade this, guys. I used to trade this, and I used to make sure that I'm coming out profitable from the market. Right now, these things, they don't come just like that. It comes from practicing back testing and doing just doing yourself a favor and cutting that FOMO and cutting that greed for yourself, guys. If you do not have a plan, I don't think you should expect $1 million in your pocket by buying crypto assets. Holy shit. Look, guys, I don't mean to be brutal, but I just want to make sure that all of your eyes are well open and your senses are in complete awakening, guys. Because look, a lot of people in the space are delusional, all right, and you want to stay away from that, guys. If you have been listening to anything or everything, all right, everything which is coming from Crypto, I think you would have been cutting your greed from these levels, guys. And essentially all throughout this down move, cutting the greed has been your best friend, right? Your best friend. All right, guys, now let's talk about this pattern right here. Your PCZ was right here, but we got, well, a little short of that one right here, but let's just see what is going to invalidate this one, guys. Okay, so we are still trending alongside the 21 exponential on the 4-hour time frame itself. Now, essentially, that means that we could be rejecting this one back again, guys. Once we start trending above $2,050 levels on Ethereum, that would most likely invalidate, guys, and that would mean that this was a massive, gigantic bear trap for you, and most likely you're going to be pulling up, guys. Most likely it will be a crazy move to the upside if this one proves out to be a bear trap. Trust me. But in the first and foremost pass, the trend is down. Bitcoin's trend is down. Everything is down. So yes, your interpretation towards the price action is also going to be bearish, guys. As clear as it can get, right? Until we are below this one, we're going to be continuing down and most likely trying to hit our pattern completion zone at 1750. And guys, again, 1750 is another level which has been tested again and again and again. We could have another bounce coming from these levels all the way towards $2,000 levels, but once a level is being tested so many times, I don't think that calls for strength. I think that is weakness overall, guys. All right, so let's jump on to the next asset. What do we have? We have Cardano right here. So rejecting again from a low, from a high which is significantly lower than all the previous highs, guys, and wanted to continue the trend to the downside right here. So essentially, guys, if Bitcoin wants to break onto these levels, and if Bitcoin continues dripping down, guys, I don't think Cardano is going to be an exception and it's going to save all of your money and it's just going to stay to the upside. But look, guys, just to give it a little benefit of doubt, the 200 simple moving average has caught up, guys. That's crazy, man. Wow, man. So essentially what happened is Cardano's price action was able to sustain above $1.2 levels for a very long time, which is why the 200 simple moving average caught up to the price action. This is beautiful, guys. In the first and the foremost pass, yes, this is strength coming from a time frame which is significant, guys, which is a macro picture, right? So I think this entire zone, this $1 level on a 3-day schedule, guys, certainly not on the daily schedule, because daily will not tell you a lot of things, and we do have, alright, in the first and the foremost pass, I will be looking at this entire region as massive support. We are aligning with 200 simple and your support, which has been coming for a very long time. So even if the price comes here for the first and the foremost pass, it's going to be a bounce, guys, just like Ethereum, right? If Ethereum comes here, it's going to be bounce all the way towards 2000, and then we can talk about further continuation down move. Similarly on Cardano itself, although the posture is bullish, guys, this is a good looking structure. Alright, so let's talk about a little bearish stuff on Cardano as well. You see right here, you see this golden cross between the 21 exponential and the 55 moving average itself. This is what called for this entire up move, guys, and this was your $0.42 levels. Essentially 4.2 cents is where you had that gold cross going on, and guys, this is where you could potentially have your bearish cross going on, and we can come back down all the way towards the 3-day 200 moving average. If the daily 200 moving average is not being held, we are going to be coming down all the way towards the 3-day moving average, aligning with this entire volume node right here, guys, sitting in at 0.35 cents. So essentially, if we lose $1 to the downside, it's not going to be a good picture for Cardano itself, and it will most likely take a lot of time to push itself yourself away from shit. So what's happening in the small time frames? The 4-hour time frame is certainly bounce again and again, guys, like Ethereum is doing right here. Ethereum is bouncing, obviously your Cardanos will also bounce, right? But everything is postured to be bearish, guys. This is a good looking bearish posture coming from this high rejection coming from the 200 simple on the 4-hour time frame itself, carrying the price action to the downside, defining a bias, taking the trend down all the way towards areas of liquidity, guys. Now certainly this pattern is also not completed, as I can see another head and shoulder failing, guys, taking out this top area right here. So essentially for this one, your downside targets were back again to the range lows, guys. We were short of this. I mean, this is how the patterns are not fulfilling everybody's need, and they're just pulling away all the gains, right? Alright, guys, this is probably about it for Cardano. Once we clear this level to the upside, essentially $1.3 levels on a trending basis to the upside, then we're going to probably test this level back again onto $1.5 levels, and that could be potentially good looking trade, guys. Now remember, your entire landscape is going to be decided by what Bitcoin and Ethereum are doing onto these levels. But if Ethereum starts trending above $20,500 levels, most likely the price action will get most likely the price action will be pulling away from you and getting onto these levels, guys, because these bear traps are savage, right? All right, next up we have Axie back again. Wow, man, this is madness. This is a maniac. Talk about a fucking bear market. This is just ripping through all the floors, guys. Sorry, ripping through all the roofs, right? Now from the this one has done a 700% up move. Wow, man, completely crazy, guys. This is completely unexpected in such market landscape and in such market dynamics. Looking at this price action is crazy, guys. I'm not even kidding. This is madness right here for you. Almost a 10x coming from the lows. And guys, I made a video on an Axie token right here onto the 7.5 7.6 levels. Although just by judging the market dynamics, I was not expecting an immediate move to the upside. But as soon as we took the previous all-time high to the upside, just wigged above it, that was your upthrust, guys. And where are we right now? I just hate to break it to you. We are at the 286, guys. This, like, all right. Now, had I been long, for full disclosure, I was not long. I was simply speculating on this one and trying to do some practice trading for some swing position, guys. Look, I've been experienced for 5 years in the market, and I still go for paper trading. All right, it's required, guys. It's essential. You do not have to fucking gamble your money every single day onto the markets when the markets are directionless, because most likely markets will take your money away, right? Just to reinforce that conviction for your own trading, you got to practice. You got to keep on back testing things for yourself, right? All right, guys, so let's talk about this one right here. The first and the foremost target coming from that entire breakout was your 1.618, which was $15.5 levels, guys. And right now, where is it? It's almost at $24 levels, and it did test $24 levels, guys. Almost tested $24 levels, right? Now, what do I want for the price action? Certainly, I would be looking for a cool down on these levels, guys. This is crazy overextension. Although, don't get me wrong right here. These things can continue going to the upside. These things can continuously rip to the upside, guys. Remember, RSI, stochastic, volatility, well, sometimes volatility, but RSI, stochastics, and all the momentum indicators are not going to be calling out your tops and bottoms, guys. Indicators are not to call out bottoms and tops. They are just there to understand the energy flow in the market, the momentum flow in the market, and how things are working out. And is your thinking aligning with that thing, guys? Look, you got to have multiple confluences in indicators and within you yourself as well, right? You have your own system, and then your indicators and the rest of the market is telling you the direction. You go for it. You just go for it. And if your risk management and system is in place, most likely, even if that even if that move goes to shit, you will not be affected. You will not be affected by it, right? Essentially, guys, this is what I keep on focusing about on this channel again and again. Build yourself to understand market better, right? Okay, so what happens right here is that most likely we come back down onto these levels and test these ones. But guys, I think that the momentum is still looking strong. So let's go to the small time frame and see what's going on right here. You see this beautiful oh my god, this is crazy, guys. How can I miss this one? Wow, one of the most beautiful looking trends I've seen in a very long time, getting accumulated again and again with the exponential 21 on the 4-hour time frames. One single line to guide the trend perfectly to the upside. Holy crap, guys. So that brings me on to a point that if you start trending below the 21 exponential, that is going to be a confirmation move all the way towards 1.618, right? That's pretty obvious, guys. That's as obvious as it can get. This entire bullish leg, this entire up leg was happening alongside the 21 exponential. So once we start breaking below this one, price action will come down and get consolidated on these levels, and then we can talk about a further continuation to 4.236 sitting in at $37 levels. And guys, things can get crazy all the way towards $85 as well. Now that is just your technical analysis, and I don't think, guys, look, sometimes reality is kind of far away from TA targets, right? So essentially you have to evaluate a lot more things as well. So just take a look at the market capitalization and compare it to your major players and see for yourself if this is being evaluated on these levels, and is this evaluation justified or not. Just see that for yourself, right? See that for yourself. On the small time frames, after a 10x move in a market landscape which is not that bullish, to be honest with you, this calls for a consolidation. According to me, this calls for a consolidation, and I would be cutting my greed. If I were to be long on Axie token itself, I would be cutting a huge chunk of my greed, guys, because something like this could happen, and then you'll be scratching your head. How the fuck can this happen? Why did this reverse? My money, my gains, market took it away. Guys, look, keep taking profits. All right. Okay. Next up, we have Origin protocol right here. This is another different looking trend coming from the lows, guys. And the only reason why I talk about this price action today right here is the fact that this is how Axie Infinity started, guys. Jumping back to Axie Infinity, deleting all the indicators for you guys right here. This is how Axie Infinity started, right? This is how a grind broke out. But certainly, guys, the structure is different right here. I don't see a direct comparison of the price action structure, although a grind is perfect, guys. I mean, this is essentially want to break from the grind, right? Now you would be confirming that fact once you start trending above the 21 exponential on the 3 time frame, guys. You know that, you simply know that. I guess most of you know that 3 time frame, 21 exponential is going to be very significant. So watch for Origin token touching these price points, guys. Essentially $0.9 levels, right? And once we start trending above these price points on 3-day closing basis, I think Origin is going to pull off an Axie. No, all right, I don't say that with conviction, guys. Look, I do not know where the market is going to go towards. All I can do is I can catch the momentum, and I can look, I can catch the train when it is moving in my direction. That's what I do, right? I don't want to stand in front of a train like that and expect the goddamn train to stop right in front of my face. No, guys, no. When the train is moving, I would essentially want to jump in and I would jump out when I think my motives are fulfilled, right? That is how you look at market, guys. You don't overextend your welcome in the market, or you don't expect the market to do this, that, and all that crap, right? Well, guys, with this thought, I'm going to leave all of you right here, and let me know down in the comments if you know any asset which is looking like this, guys. Certainly, this is the kind of setup which I would be personally looking forward in the coming days, as these grinds are quite good, guys. These grinds are quite good. Alright, guys, I'll catch all of you in the next video tomorrow itself. Bye for now.